What's good, YouTube? This your boy Alpha Yahma. We're gonna be talking about park, and we're gonna be talking about the rec. As far as the builds with park and rec, a lot of people been coming to me wondering why I make rec builds, wondering why I say this is a rec build, this is a park build. And I know a lot of you guys already understands this and understand the concept that go behind this, but we're gonna start with park, guys. Park builds are more versatile. They usually have some type of defense in it, some type of rebounding, got some dribbling in it, because you're going to be taking the ball off the it's usually a 3-on-3 or 2-on-2. So usually you're going to be putting the ball on the ground a lot of times. So a lot of people have more so versatile builds. Not saying you can't have a build where you don't have to have dribbling, you just got to run a certain type of offense when you're doing threes or the twos. But most people have a versatile build where they have some defense, some rebounding, some type of stealing, and interior. Has some, usually got like pretty good, really high speed. Also they can shoot, they can do a little dunking. Basically, like I said, it's a versatile build. They can pretty much be, jack of all trades. That's basically like the best way to put it. As far as with park builds, they like the jack of all trades build. Usually don't have a free throw either. So when a park build goes into the rec, it can get demolished. Truthfully, because you're a jack of all trades. Let's just say you run the small forward, and now you have this. So your three might not be high enough. You might spot up a lot more than moving around with the ball. You might not get to use your finishing as much as you want. You might have to just really spot up, and you might want to feel like, oh, I want to crash and get rebounds, or your dude might not be fast enough, or you might not have the badges that'll go perfect for going into the rec. Like if somebody has Hall of Fame catch and shoot, or Hall of Fame limitless range, or a gold limitless range, and you might just have it on bronze. So in a park, you can get away with it, but then you can't say I'm a hash shooter, you just rocking bronze. I'm not saying there's not nobody out there that's rocking bronze limitless range that can't shoot, but usually it's silver and gold when people are like true hash shooters. So truthfully, park builds just don't go that well with rec. Not saying you can't do it. Then at the same time, if you go to the free throw line, if your free throw's low, you're not hitting no free throws. People really don't want to play with those kind of offset builds. It's kind of like pick a role, know your role, be great at it. And of course, in this game, there's a few things you can do. You can be a dribbler and a shooter and have a little dunk on you. But as far as park, you can have pretty much everything. You kind of can balance it, on what you want to do in a park, because a lot of times it's three people. Getting to the rim is a lot easier. Shooting's going to be easier. The difficulty levels even down. I'm not saying park players aren't good, because truthfully, I mainly have rec builds. So when I go into the park, it's a little harder, even though I had a speed, but it can become a little harder if I don't go out there with the right mentality to play park. Because I'm not gonna lie, park people, they play a certain way. They understand how they play in the game. And I'm not saying there's people that don't do both, because there are definitely people that do both. I'm just strictly speaking on the builds, how the builds are set up. Now, as far as rec builds, it's usually centered on a certain type of specific type of archetype. So usually you have somebody, if they're a rebounder, they usually have rebounding, might be a finisher, so they had all the Hall of Fame badges to go with it. And usually like the Hoff badges and the gold badges go really well in rec, because you're centered on which specifically what you guys do. So most point guards can dribble, they can shoot. They had an agent 3 in the limitless range, and then they might have something simple like a high driving layup or a high driving dunk. And so but they're not really balanced on, they don't have defense. It's like all the real good shooting point guards have really no defense. They have a little bit. Now some out there I seen with some defense, but the ones I seen that was like super elite usually don't have that much defense. So you kind of got to pick your poison. And even with the big man, like you might have a more versatile big man in the paint in the park, but in rec, usually you have somebody with like a 99 rebound or high block and either high finishing or a 3-point shot, or usually it's either a stretch defender type of big man, or it's usually a inside defender type of big man rebounder. You get what I'm saying. But basically you kind of got to pick your poison to complement your team, and that's usually how it is. Rec usually complements the team. Part you can kind of be a little more versatile. Part you pretty much just need somebody that can rebound, a nice PG that can get the job done, and somebody who can spot up in the corner and shoot their shot, or even another dribbler. So it's pretty much, it's kind of like you don't need a lot more to go with it. So basically, that's really it as far as when it comes to park and rec. And that's what I mean when I say a park build and a rec build is you usually can't do both of them. You have to really pick your poison. So that's really it behind it, guys. There's really nothing else to go like, you know, in the detail with it. So when a person say park build, say rec build, is that, of course, some people get defensive, and that's cool because, you know, the people who play rec and pro-am, they actually understand, you know, the concept behind it. But that's really all I wanted to share with you guys, is to break down the two, you know, just the people who didn't know it. So make sure you guys like, make sure you guys subscribe, keep hitting them comments like you've been doing, boys. Hit that notify bell so you can be notified when I drop them bangers for you, boys. And that's it. I'm out.